Hey, what's up? Kevlin here. And I think the last episode we were on was like three separate battles going on at once. So I think in like in the show, like real time, this is all happening at once, which I think is really interesting. We're finally getting to see more characters that have just been kind of laying low in the background or not even around at all. Like we saw May and Envy, we saw Armstrong, we saw Kimberly. So more people are starting to show up to this party. I guess fashionably late, but anyways, let's get this started. The internet's nice and slow. There we go.
A philosopher's stone.
But where did he...
Ooh.
2 very boring minutes later.
I like how every single time this happens, Pride just looks directly at it. Like when Alphonse first used the stone, Pride was like, I'm gonna look at that. I'm like a moth to a lamp. Go ahead and blind me. Oh, maybe it's because he can regenerate his eyes, but he looked directly at it.
No! Harry, no! Don't look at the light!
I can't help it. It's so beautiful.
I was always told not to look at the sun as a child. I was always told that was a bad decision. But then again, last episode, no one was making a smart decision. Anyways.
Dust in our eyes again.
That should have snapped his neck. You should be dead. You should be very, very, very dead.
I won't fall for that again!
Don't do that. Do they know where Al's blood seal is? What if Pride just killed Alphonse right now? Like, imagine that. It's like he just skewers Alphonse through the back of the neck, and then Alphonse just, his lights go out, and he just kind of like crumbles to pieces. It's like, oh no. I made a terrible mistake. And then Kimberly would probably have some snarky response like, yeah, think?
That's the stone! A tricky thing!
You really just love looking directly into the light, my dude. If you're going to do that, get sunglasses or something. Cone of shame?
Yes, the power of the philosopher's stone is truly something to behold.
How is your head still attached to your neck right now? Alphonse punched you pretty hard. You should be like a freaking owl right now. Also, did you guys know that owls, like, their ears are not, like, on the same sides of their heads? Like, one side, the ear's a little higher, and then the other side, the ear's a little bit lower. It's so that, when they're moving their heads around, they can get better hearing. And owls with like the heart-shaped faces or the disc faces, like barn owls or great grays, their faces act like a satellite dish, so they can bring sound in more, and then it just helps them pinpoint things better. You did not need to know that fact, but there you go. Also, a group of owls is called a parliament.
What I'd like to know is why you don't use that power to get your original body back.
Didn't Edward explain this to him at one point? Also, I think I said this in the last episode after Sloth just obliterated that guy. I feel like right now, like Kimberly's a really weird character. Like, I can't really pinpoint him most of the time, but I either feel like at this point he would after talking to Alphonse, he would either step back because he's working with the homunculi because they let him use his powers as he wants. But it seems like Kimberly also just wants to watch things and see how it unfolds. But he also likes being a wild card. And he kind of likes, taking on big challenges. So I feel like right now, if I was Alphonse, now would be a good time to be like, hey, if you want to see, like, learn more how I work and you want a bigger challenge, why not ally with us? I don't know what would happen if that happened. But I feel like, again, Alphonse is way more persuasive than Edward. Edward would just be yelling and screaming right now, probably taunting Pride. Like, yeah, we got you again. You're just a dumb kid. Or something like that. I just would really have liked to seen... I feel like there's some characters we just didn't get to see a lot of, like Sloth. Like, again, not every character needs to have, like, a redemption arc or do, like, what Greed did and switch sides. But I feel like Sloth didn't get enough screen time, and knowing how, like, Kimberly works, I guess. I feel like this would be a good time to have him, like, again, maybe even just step back, like I said, and just have him watch. I don't really know at this point why he's still fighting alongside the homunculi, because he probably knows they want to use him as a sacrifice. So what was his plan of getting out of that? Like, again, I just feel like it'd be beneficial and also very interesting to see what would happen if either Sloth or Kimberly, if one of them switched sides. Kimberly would probably be more functional than Sloth, because Sloth does not want to, well, I was going to say Sloth doesn't want to be here, but I guess Kimberly doesn't either. Anyways, ooh, I just saw the title of the next episode. The next episode's going to get spicy.
But it's the law of equivalent exchange.
Well, I say searching for possibilities that aren't bound by...
I just realized, like, I know Alphonse is like a 7-foot tall suit of armor. That made no sense. 7 foot tall. Yeah, no, that made sense. Al's a tall suit of armor, and he was using that sword pretty easily. I just realized that sword is like 75% of Kimberly's height.
You can effectively rewrite the laws of nature as we understand them.
Did you guys ever watch Fairly Odd Parents? And there was that episode where Timmy was working on a book report, and instead of reading it, he's wanted to talk to the characters. So I think... Oh, I forgot who it was. I think it was like Tom Sawyer or something. And he pulled him out of the book, and the book character got a hold of Cosmo, and I think it was Cosmo's wand, and he started messing around with things, and Timmy was like, oh my gosh, he's bending the laws of science. Well, we need to stop, or he's going to bend the laws of science. We need to stop him. What if he turns like gravity into gravy or something? I don't know why that just made me think of that. That would be awful, though. The world would smell really bad, and the last thing you would see before you float off into the solar system is just gravy. Also, why is it called gravy if it's usually brown?
Olivier!
It's just a scratch.
'Tis just a flesh wound. You idiot, your whole arm fell off.
That trick again? How artless. It won't work.
What do you mean it won't work? It's worked on you twice already. You've already been in the cone of shame like twice already. Stop talking like you're winning. You're not winning. You're not.
There's no way you'll win this all by yourself. I'm not alone!
He was kicking your butt, Pride. You need to just give this man some credit and then, I don't know, wrap him up like a spider does with a web and take him to Central. Stop talking and do your job. Oh my gosh. I love this episode, but I never realized how bad Pride was at his job. He really likes to gloat. I wonder if he and Greed, you know what I want to see now, and anything you can do, I can do better. I feel like it would work really well with Greed and Pride, or Greed and Envy, because all three of them just loved hearing the sound of their own voice. I think Envy is the only one. No. Out of all 7 homunculi, who has the highest track record of successful missions? Because I actually don't know. I know Pride is scary, and he's like one of the most powerful ones. Oh my gosh, my neighbor's dog needs to stop barking. I'm about to lose my mind.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
I know Pride is like the scariest one, but who has had the most success? I have no idea. And I'm not gonna go back and check.
Where did the stone go?
Have you checked inside his armor? He seems to love hiding things in there.
Can it be?
This is the part where you start setting out your shadows and smelling the air and looking around for things. You got like a billion eyes. Use them. Use what you got, dude.
The purpose of this dust cloud was to let him know the direction of the wind? It must be. He said something downwind where my sense of smell won't work.
Then you send out all your creepy crawlies to go look. I don't know why this is so hard for you to figure out. You've been around all these years, and have you never studied tactics before? It seems like it.
We can't get in here either. North, south, east, west. The gates are all closed.
Did you think any of them would be open?
I guess that shows you what a Philosopher's Stone can do for you, huh?
There we go.
The legs! Go for the legs!
Someone's finally making a smart decision. Woo! I'm so excited. Thank you.
He stopped?
Yeah, why? Oop. Well, that's super blurry. That's gonna bother me. Yeah, why though? Why did you stop? Like, okay, we know that Kimberly might have been a sacrifice, but you know, like, the sacrifices have to be alive, right? Otherwise, why not? Because they had to keep Ed and Al alive. So I don't know why Pride is stopping. Can someone explain that to me?
I got you! I really got you!
Why does he look like Waluigi right now? Is that just me?
Yoki?
Alright!
Why are you grabbing him by the ankles? Oh my gosh. I'm glad Al doesn't have a brain right now, because I'm pretty sure he'd be getting brain damage.
How about that? I landed a shot, and it was on the strongest homunculus of them all!
Say it. Don't spray it, dude. Come on, that's kind of gross.
I have no desire to attempt fighting that monster head-on. Get us to Central on the double. We need to meet up with Ed and get rid of this father guy before that thing can catch up to us.
But if you're heading to Central because Father is there, and Ed is heading there because Father is there, and Pride is going to head there because Father is there, aren't you going to have to fight him again anyways? Why not take him on now when he's basically on his own? I feel like that'd be the smarter decision. I feel like the smarter decision would be to throw the car in reverse and run him over again.
They may well be tenacious creatures, but humans are easy to dupe.
You're the one who got stuck in the cone of shame twice. I don't want to hear it. Why were you so disappointed? You heard him cough. He's alive, kind of. You're the one that wanted to keep him alive. Why are you so disappointed?
I think that color suits you very well, don't you? Lions are called the king of beasts for a reason.
I thought they were called King of the Jungle. Also, we have not seen a single jungle in this show. I'm not saying there aren't jungles, and, like, lions can, you know... Actually, hold on a second. Lions don't even live in jungles in the real world. Who's the idiot that's like, lions are king of the jungles? I feel like this is Disney's fault because of, like, In the Jungle, The Mighty Jungle, Lions Sleep... Oh, yeah, I'm not going to sing that for you, but I feel like it's that. Like how in books, like... or just in media, it's like, oh, goldfish can live in little bowls. They cannot live in little bowls. And if you give them the correct tank and equipment, they can get big. Like, bigger than my fist. Like, I know you can't see that, but they can get to a decent size. Also, cats shouldn't drink milk because it gives them diarrhea. And bunnies, if they eat carrots, it gives them diarrhea too. So, cartoons are lies. Though this is true, if you get your throat bitten out, you're not surviving long.
Alex!
There are some wild ways to die in these episodes. I think this was definitely a shock. I don't know what I was expecting, but it wasn't this. But I mean, like, that's the only squishy, fleshy part that he usually has exposed. So I'm gonna give this round to Alex. He still sounds like Totoro when he just grunts and groans. That episode was wild. There was a lot going on. There was also a lot of death and a lot of people just getting their throats torn out, which, as a Warrior Cats fan, that is very pleasing. What else was I gonna say? Yeah, I am actually very curious now between all the homunculi, at least like the Sins, who has the best track record of successful missions, because, like, yeah, I mean, Envy was, like, tasked to go and start the Ishval War and shoot the child, but then you also need to remember that Envy was tasked to go get Gluttony after Ling captured him, and failed. Failed miserably. Yeah, Gluttony got back to Central, but Gluttony also almost doomed Envy, Ed, and Ling. So, not the greatest track record. Lust went and got Dr. Marco. Okay, cool. Sloth finished building the tunnel. Okay. I don't really know. I guess Greedling was tasked to guard the catacomb tunnel things. Sounds like he offed a few people. Okay, cool. But then he ran away. I don't actually think Pride has the best track record, because he was supposed to keep the tunnel safe. That kind of worked because he killed some of the Briggs soldiers, but he let Hohenheim get away. He gave away his, I guess, secret identity to Hawkeye, and I think he just really likes to show off, like, okay. He was supposed to get, he and Gluttony were supposed to get Alphonse, and that worked. But then he lost Alphonse and got trapped in a bubble with him. Okay. So, mission, yeah, that was the mission fail, because I'll give him partial points, because he did get Alphonse, but he didn't get Edward, so, let's see, I don't really know if Gluttony had any tasks of his own. I think that only a handful of times it looks like he went to go fight Scar. Failed on that. Let's see, we got Lust, Gluttony, Envy, Greed. I think Wrath might have the highest track record. I think he has the highest level ratio of success. Let's see. Sloth dug a tunnel. Cool. And yeah, Pride has just been messing things up. He's such a cool character and his powers are really cool, but he doesn't really seem to take advantage of things very well. Like, if someone, like, that episode of SpongeBob with the pretty patties where, like, the fish comes in and he's, like, dying for food, and Mr. Krabs offers him, like, a Krabby Patty meal, and he's like, a Krabby Patty, huh? That's kind of boring. What's the theme here? Underwater? I feel like that would be Pride. It's like he'd be starving and someone would be like, here, have, like, a BLT, and he'd be like, I don't want to eat that. It has tomatoes on it. And then he would just starve. Yeah, he just doesn't take the advantage of what's right in front of him. So, I didn't realize how, yeah. Anyways, I had fun with this episode. I hope you guys did too. And the next episode is, I think this is it. It's known for one of the craziest fights and final moments, I think. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I hope you guys check out the next one. But until then, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a good one.